Again, back to school shopping are also getting used to Arkansas's new SNAP restrictions.
The changes limit certain purchases with SNAP benefits, but grocers say that there are still plenty of healthy, eligible options available. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach joins us live with more. Good morning, Claire.
Good morning, Tiffany and Joe. With these new SNAP adjustments in place, grocers say that it's not about taking food away from families, but rather just replacing everything with more nutritious options for Arkansans. As of July 1st, 3 weeks ago today, in Arkansas, you can no longer use SNAP benefits to purchase soda, candy, fruit and vegetable juices with less than 50% real juice, or drinks containing artificial sweeteners. Arkansas Grocers and Retail Merchants Director Steve Good says some grocers have noticed a decline in soda purchases just in the last few weeks. And even with these new restrictions, families can still use their benefits to purchase a wide range of healthier foods.
If you listen to, lawmakers, the governor, legislators, they said, look, we're not banning items from being purchased. We just want, if it's through your SNAP dollars, we want it to try to be a healthier alternative. You walk in their stores, the first thing you're going to walk into is produce. I mean, so that's the healthiest item, or very healthy items that you can get.
The Department of Human Services says their top priority is ensuring that Arkansans have access to healthy food and to improve overall nutrition. And they say that these new SNAP restrictions is a key priority in making that happen. Live in Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
All right, thanks for that, Claire. Well, another update on one of the deadly weekend shootings out of Springdale. Police have arrested another 16-year-old boy in connection with Friday night's shooting on Sunset. They say a boy from Rogers will be charged with second-degree murder. A 17-year-old girl died from her injuries after being taken to the hospital. A second deadly shooting happened Saturday night on Stagecoach. 27-year-old Brandon Cabrera was killed, and 16-year-old Christian Gutierrez was been charged now with first-degree murder. Police say they don't believe the two homicides are connected. Springdale Sergeant Matt Ray says in his 2 decades in law enforcement, he's never seen anything like this in the area.
It's abnormal for us to have 2 homicides, and especially 2 homicides within this short of a time frame. My 20-plus years of law enforcement, I don't know of any other time this has happened, not just in the city of Springdale, but even region-wide.
Well, police say that investigations are still underway in both cases. Of course, they'll keep you updated if police release any new information.
The Rogers community is coming together to honor Officer Fred Marsh. The 24-year-old died over the weekend after drowning in Missouri's Elk River while canoeing with his fiancée and friends. A procession in his honor rolled through Rogers on Monday afternoon all the way to Pine Bluff. That's where he will be laid to rest. Although Marsh had only been with the department for a few months, police say he left a lasting impact on his fellow officers and the people he served. Marsh's cousin says that he died trying to save a life on the river.
I know that made him be at peace because he didn't just die not doing anything reckless. He died saving someone that he loved.
Family, friends, and officers say that Marsh is being remembered for his smile and his willingness to help others.
After Fort Smith city directors failed twice to pass putting a question on the November ballot that would change the city's form of government, a citizens group looking to do just that will submit petition signatures this morning. The proposal aims to let voters decide on changing the city to a mayoral form of government. Leaders of the group here say they've gotten more than the required 2,600 signatures to get it on the ballot. The group says that they will submit those signatures to the city clerks this morning at 10 o'clock. Fort Smith Police Officer Kyle Newman will be recognized at tonight's city directors meeting. Newman was shot and injured in May during a DWI stop near McClure Amphitheater. He spent a little under a month in the hospital recovering. Fort Smith Police awarded Newman the Medal of Valor and a Purple Heart last month. Directors will meet tonight at the Blue Lion at 6 p.m.
Well, today, the Fayetteville City Council is set to revisit an ordinance surrounding non-disclosure agreements. The measure would restrict city leaders from signing NDAs with businesses unless the council approves them in a public meeting. The city council is also set to consider ordinances related to housing. Proposed changes include updating the definition of a thorough lot and reducing the minimum lot width in some zoning districts. Another would amend parking requirements at residential buildings. Well, the Arkansas Department of Health says another case of cyclosporiasis was confirmed over the weekend. That now ups the total confirmed cases in the state to 36. 34 states are reporting cases, and more than 140 people have been hospitalized. According to the CDC, the FDA is working to find the source of the outbreak. Lettuce supplier Taylor Farms might not be the source after they say that the FDA found a sample with a false positive. Health leaders continue to urge you to wash your hands and produce thoroughly before consuming.
Well, today the Secretary of Defense and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff are set to testify on Capitol Hill. Now, this comes amid the escalation of attacks between the U.S. and Iran. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
Overnight, the Pentagon said U.S. forces finished another round of strikes meant to degrade Iran's ability to attack ships in the Strait of Hormuz.
We control the strait. They don't control anything.
But early this morning, British maritime officials reported that a tanker was struck by an unknown projectile, forcing the crew to escape in a lifeboat. While in Kuwait, air raid sirens rang out to warn of incoming Iranian missiles.
Neither side really has articulated their clear strategic objectives of what they hope to accomplish through this latest spurt of violence.
On Capitol Hill, Democrats say they'll press for those objectives when Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth testifies before a Senate panel today.
I intend to question Secretary Hegseth about the policies and the strategic decisions that led to this war and to its rising costs.
In the tragic toll of war, 2 U.S. service members identified as 19-year-old Texas native Private Isabella Gonzalez and 25-year-old Hawaii resident First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan, stationed out of Fort Bragg, were killed in Iran's attack on an American base in Jordan over the weekend. A third is missing. On social media, President Trump warned every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. Meanwhile, the State Department is cautioning Americans abroad to be extra vigilant, warning that Iran or groups aligned with Iran could seek to target them. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.